Welcome all. So now next point is inverse Z transform. Okay. So we have already studied standard Z transforms. Now we have to study inverse Z transform. So for that standard Z transform formula must be very clear to you. Then only you can understand inverse Z transform. Okay. So let's start with. So we have seen the Z transform of delta n. So delta n has Z transform 1. Delta n has Z transform 1. So what will be inverse Z transform of 1? Its inverse Z transform will be delta n. And for Z transform, after getting the Z transform, we have that condition ROC is entire Z plane. Entire Z plane. ROC is the entire Z plane. Okay. Similarly, what will be inverse Z transform of 4? So it is nothing but inverse Z transform of 4 will be 4 times delta N. What will be inverse Z transform of minus 2? So it is nothing but minus 2 delta N. Okay. Now, then we have seen that U of n as Z transform Z upon Z minus 1, and ROC is nothing but magnitude Z greater than 1, and U of minus n minus 1 as Z transform minus Z upon Z minus 1, and here ROC is magnitude Z less than 1. Okay. So with U of n, your ROC is greater, magnitude Z greater, and with U of minus n minus 1, your ROC is magnitude Z less than. Okay. Now, what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus 1? Now it completely depends on the ROC, because here also you can see Z upon Z minus 1, here also Z upon Z minus 1. Minus sign does not matter. Right now, forget about minus sign. Here Z upon Z minus 1, here also Z upon Z minus 1. Now inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus 1, it's completely dependent on the ROC. It is completely dependent on the ROC. So if ROC is magnitude Z greater than 1, if ROC given is magnitude Z greater than 1, so whenever the ROC given is greater, that means in the answer U of n will come. So its inverse Z transform is U of n. And suppose if here ROC given is magnitude Z less than 1, so what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus 1? ROC given is magnitude Z less than 1. So in that case, inverse Z transform will be minus U of minus n minus 1. Minus U of minus n minus 1. So this minus sign can be transferred here. So that's why minus U of minus 1 minus U of minus n minus 1 as Z transform Z upon Z minus 1. Okay, so it completely depends on the ROC, because you can see here also we have same signal, here also we have same signal, but the ROC dependent on the, if it is greater then U of n, if it is less then U of minus n minus 1, as well as we have negative sign over here. Okay. Then what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus A? And ROC is magnitude Z greater than A. Okay, magnitude Z greater means U of n. So its inverse Z transform is A raised to n U of n. Now what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus A, and let us say ROC is magnitude Z less than A. So its inverse Z transform is, so here magnitude Z is less. Less means U of minus n minus 1. So its inverse Z transform is minus A raised to n U of minus n minus 1. So this is how we can find out the inverse Z transform. Now, what will be inverse Z transform of Az upon Z minus A whole square? ROC is magnitude Z greater than A. So magnitude Z greater means U of n. Greater means U of n. So its inverse Z transform is n A raised to n U of n. And what will be inverse Z transform of Az upon Z minus A whole square with ROC magnitude Z less than A? So in this case, inverse Z transform is minus n A raised to n U of minus n minus 1. Minus n A raised to n U of minus n minus 1. Okay. So all these formulae you are supposed to remember. especially this formula z upon z minus a. Okay, so according to that, tell me what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus 2, and ROC is magnitude Z less than 2. So its inverse Z transform is minus 2 raised to n minus 2 raised to n u of minus n minus 1. So this is the inverse Z transform. Now what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z minus 3? So its inverse Z transform is, and ROC is important. Without ROC you cannot find inverse Z transform. So suppose ROC given is magnitude Z greater than 3. Then its inverse Z transform is 3 raised to n u of n. Okay. Now what will be inverse Z transform of Z upon Z plus 2? And let us say ROC given is magnitude Z greater than 2. So its inverse Z transform will be, so greater means u of n. So its inverse Z transform is minus 2 raised to n u of n. Okay. So this plus 2, that's why here minus 2. Okay, because we have that formula z upon z minus a raised to n u of n for magnitude z greater than a, right? So here minus a, then here plus a raised to n, then here plus 2 means here minus 2 raised to n. Okay, one more last, what will be inverse Z transform Z upon Z plus 3? ROC is magnitude Z less than 3. ROC is magnitude Z less than 3. So its inverse Z transform is, ROC is less than, less means u of minus n minus 1, and its inverse Z transform is minus 3 raised to n u of minus n minus 1. Okay, why here minus 3? Because plus 3, here plus 3, so here minus 3. And why here minus sign? Because ROC is less, so whenever less than, so u of minus n minus 1 will come, as well as this negative sign will also come. Okay. Now just look at the definition of Z transform. According to definition of Z transform, x of z equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n z raised to minus n. Now expand this summation by putting values of n. For example, I put n equal to 0. Then this will be some terms here. Then suppose I put n equal to 0. Then x of 0 z raised to 0 plus. Suppose I put n equal to 1. So this will be x of 1 z raised to minus 1. Suppose I put n equal to 2. So this will be x of 2 z raised to minus 2. Suppose I put n value as minus 1. So this will be x of minus 1 z raised to, definition is summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n z raised to minus n. That is the definition. So now I am putting n equal to minus 1. So this will be x of minus 1. Here z raised to minus 1. So this becomes z raised to 1. Suppose I put n equal to minus 2. So this will be n equal to minus 2. If I substitute, then this becomes x of minus 2 z raised to power minus 2. So that's why z raised to 2. So now what is your observation? So your x of z is nothing but like this. Some terms here, then plus x of minus 2 z raised to 2 plus x of minus 1 z raised to z raised to 1 plus some constant x of 0 plus x of 1 z raised to minus 1 plus x of 2 z raised to minus 2. So this is how we get the expansion of that definition. This is how we get the expansion of this definition by summation. Simple thing. Plus dash up to infinity. Okay. So now what is your observation? The observation is that the constant term in the expansion of Z transform is nothing but x of 0. The constant term in the expansion of Z transform is nothing but x of 0. Now, with negative power of Z, just like here, Z raised to minus 1, we get the positive value of n. So with negative power of z, that means z raised to minus 1. So we get positive value of 1, positive value of n. That's why here it is x of 1. Now with negative power of z, z raised to minus 2, we are getting positive value of n. Here x of 2. यहाँ पे z की पावर निगेटिव है -2 है, बट यहाँ पे हमको क्या मिल रहा है, n की वैल्यू पॉजिटिव मिल रही है, x of 2 मिल रहा. Now here n value is, sorry, power of z is positive, so we are getting negative value of n. So here x of -1. Then here z has a positive power, z square. Then here we are getting negative value of n. That's why here x of -2. Okay. So what is your observation? That with negative power of constant term means x of 0. z को अगर नेगेटिव पावर है तो हमको x ऑफ n की पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज के लिए सैंपल्स मिलेगी. x ऑफ 1 अगर z की नेगेटिव पावर है तो हमको x की पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज मिल रही. x ऑफ 2, बट जब z की पॉजिटिव पावर है, यहाँ पे z रेस टू 1 है, तो हमको x ऑफ -1 मिल रहा है, नेगेटिव वैल्यू ऑफ n मिल रही. So when z has positive power, we are getting negative value of n. Here x of -2. Okay, so that is your observation. So now quickly, suppose x of z is 4z raised to minus 4z square plus 3z plus 2 plus 3z raised to -1. Okay, so here constant means x of 0. This is nothing but x of 0. Then here z has a negative power, that means it is positive value of n. Z has power 1, so this is nothing but x of 1. So x of 1 is 3. Then 3z, z को कौन सी पावर है, पॉजिटिव पावर है, so here it is negative value of n, so this is nothing but x of -1. So x of -1 is 3. Again z has a positive power, so here it is negative value of n, so it is x of -2 equal to 4. I have taken 2 here because z has a power 2. Z has a power 2. Okay. So what will be this thing? Suppose x of z is 4z cube. Okay, so this is nothing but which coefficient? Okay, z has a positive power, that's why it is negative, and here it is 3, so here also it will be 3, so x of -3 is nothing but 4. So the value of x of -3 is 4. This is a time domain signal. Okay, one more, let us say x of z is 2z raised to -3. Then this will be x of 3 has value 2. X of 3 has value 2. Okay, because z has a negative power, that means we have positive values of n. We have positive value of n. Z has power how much? 3. So here x of 3 and amplitude is 2. So here x of 3 equal to 2. Okay. One more, let us say x of z equal to 2 minus 4z inverse plus 5z square. Okay, so constant means x of 0. Constant means x of 0. X of 0 is value 2. Now z has a negative power, that means it is positive value of n. Power is 1, so here x of 1 equal to, and what is the amplitude? -4. Amplitude can be negative. And here z has a positive power, z square, so this is nothing but x of -2. X of -2 has value 5. So now what will be your x of n sequence? X of n sequence is, we have to start from the negative values of n. 5, 0, -1 पे कुछ वैल्यू नहीं है तो 0, then x of 0 पे वैल्यू है तो 2, x of 1 पे वैल्यू है -4, and arrow at 2. So this is our x of n sequence. So this is how we can determine the inverse Z transform from given x of z. One more example, let us say x of z equal to 3 minus 2z plus 4z raised to -2. Okay, so here constant means x of 0. This is x of 0. X of 0 value is 3. Now here z has a positive power, that means it is nothing but x of -1. z की पावर कितनी है 1, so here 1, but z को पॉजिटिव पावर है तो इधर -1, so x of -1 is minus 2. Amplitude कितना है? minus 2. Then here z has a negative power, so this is nothing but x of 2, and x of 2 value is z की power 2 है, so 2 here, and its value is 4. Okay, now what will be your sequence x of n? So x of n will be, we have to start from the left, negative values of n, so minus 2, then x of 0 is 3, then 0, n पे कोई n equal to 1 पे कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, so 0, and n equal to 1 2 पे वैल्यू है 4, and here will be your arrow. Okay. Now let's look at one gate question. Before that, you know that your delta n signal, so this is nothing but impulse signal, amplitude 1, delta n at origin, so its sequence is 1, so this is nothing but delta n. Now what will be 3 delta n? What will be 3 delta n? Amplitude will be 3, amplitude will be 3 at origin, amplitude will be 3, so this is nothing but 3 delta n, its sequence will be 3. Okay. Now what will be delta n minus 4? Delta n minus 4 means this is origin, so the delta n will be shifted 4 units on RHS, and amplitude is 1. So this is nothing but delta n minus 4. This is the graph of delta n minus 4. Now what will be graph of 3 delta n plus 3? Okay, so plus 3 means the sequence is shifted 3 units on LHS, so it is at minus 3, and at minus 3 amplitude is 3. This is the graph of 3 delta n plus 3. Okay. Now let's look at this gate exam question in the year 2010 for 1 mark. Okay. Consider Z transform x of z equal to 5z square plus 4z inverse plus 3. The inverse Z transform x of n is. Okay. From x of z, can you write x of n? Okay. Constant means x of 0. X of 0 is 3. Then 4z inverse. So z has a negative power, that means it is as x of 1. Power is 1, so 1. Then z has a positive power, that means it is x of minus 2, and its value is 5. Okay. Now, so what is our sequence? X of n equal to 5 comma 0 comma 3 comma 4, and arrow at 3. This is our x of n sequence. Now, so as you can see, between in option C and option D, u of n is present, and in between that we have plus sign. Okay, so u of n is present from 0 to infinity, and as these are added, definitely in option C and option D, the sequence will be present up to infinity. Definitely option C and option D are not our answer. Now we are left with 2 options, so be careful while choosing the option. Don't rush at all. Try slowly, because this is the gate question. So if you make a mistake, you will get some negative marks. So try slowly. What will be the correct answer? 5 delta n plus 2. So 5 delta n plus 2 means, so this is origin at delta n plus 2. Na? So at minus 2 we have amplitude 5. At minus 2 we have amplitude 5. Okay. Then 3 delta n means at 3 at origin we have amplitude 3. Origin we have amplitude 3. Now 4 delta n minus 1 means 4 delta n minus 1. N minus 1 means at 1 we have amplitude 4. Okay. If we add this at minus 2, here 5, here 0, here 0, so it will be 5. At minus 2 it will be 5. Then at minus 1, here 0, here 0, here 0, so resultant will be 0. Minus 1 addition will be 0. At 0 position, here it is 0, here it is 3, here it is 0, so it will be 3. And at first position, here it is 0, here it is 0, and here it is 4, so 0 plus 4, that means 4. So it is nothing but our signal x of n, right? So our correct answer is option. Okay. So what happens basically, delta n plus 2. So students, if you make mistake delta n plus 2 means it is present at minus 2. and amplitude is 5. If you make mistake here, delta n minus 2 sketch, then you will mistakenly use option B. So delta n plus 2 means it is present at minus 2. Shifting operation, so be careful with the shifting operation because options are quite similar. Okay, correct answer is option A. Okay, thank you.